How to adapt your normal routine like shake or 5-3-1 or Canito's 6-week training routine so as to include more bodyweight movements. Before we start, most of my viewers do not follow me, so if you like my content, don't forget to click the follow button. The biggest difference between normal barbell exercises or bodyweight exercises is how easily you can modulate intensity. First and foremost, you need to understand that resistance is resistance. As long as intensity is more or less the same, your body has no idea if it's doing lat pull-downs or pull-ups, bench press or push-ups, or an overhead press or a pike push-up or a handstand push-up. Training with RPE or rep ranges usually goes hand in hand. When people prescribe you a certain rep range, it usually comes with a goal RPE or the other way around. Either that or they'll prescribe you an RPE for a certain weight or progression you're using. However, if you're doing calisthenics movements, it becomes a bit harder to modulate intensity. So if you're doing rows, for instance, you need to learn how to progress your hip angle or your leg angle and make movements a bit harder or a bit easier for your rows so you can actually hit these targets. If you're using some sort of linear progression or step loading, this one is quite easy too. You just keep adding a rep each workout or even a set, and eventually you'll just reduce them again and add to the complexity of the exercise. For example, a harder progression. Instead of using, for example, normal push-ups on rings, you can turn out the ring angle a bit further, like 10 degrees outwards. Programming percentages of your 1RM with bodyweight exercises is the hardest. Usually only works with weighted push-ups, dips, and pull-ups, or something similar to that. So when you're doing a pull-up or a dip, you're lifting more or less 95% of your body because your hands and your forearms aren't really moving. When you're doing a push-up, you're lifting more or less 70% of your body weight, but this all depends on your body proportions. So as an example, if you weigh 100 kilograms and you can for one rep do a pull-up with extra 55 kilograms, your maximum is not 155. It is 95% times 100 plus 55. Which is 150. So if you want to calculate, for example, 80% of your 1 rep max in this situation, you'd have to calculate 80% of 150, which is 120. Then you'd need to subtract 95% of your body weight, and that would give you 25 kilograms. This is 80%.